This setting looks familiar to you maybe, if you watch the channel more often. A couple of weeks ago I talked about a few different basic lighting setups in this lighting setup, and the funny thing was the majority of the questions that came in were about how I shot it in this mood, in the darkness. So that's what we're talking about today. So let's go over all the equipment that I used in order to get this look and to get it as dark as this. The first thing on the list, and probably the most important one for this setting, are black curtains or drapes or backdrops or whatever you want to call them. So I used two 6x4 meter or 20 by 14 foot black curtains in order to get it as dark as this. And it is essential because this light right here is bouncing the light everywhere. So if I, for example, don't have any windows right here, just a white wall, and I would not have put a black curtain over there, this side of the face will be completely illuminated, and probably the back wall as well. So it is essential in order to catch the light and sort of absorb it. Yeah, so it's a negative fill in technical terms. The second most important piece of gear is the softbox. And this softbox in particular is the Godox 120 by 30 centimeter rectangular softbox with a grid. And it's important because this has a straight edge, making it easier for me to create some sort of an invisible barrier that I can step into. And that, of course, is only necessary if you want to create that appearance effect. If not, you can use whatever softbox you like, but I like this one in particular because it has a very narrow path and I can shape the light more easily without having to use flags or other tools. Okay, so the third item on the list is the light itself. I use a Godox VL150 because I have that thing laying around, but you can use a much easier or less intensive light because I run this 150 watt lamp at 10%, so you can get away with a 60 watt lamp, or even better, maybe a bicolor, like the Aperture Amaranth, for example. So you have a little bit more flexibility to play with the color temperature. The last piece of equipment on the list is a stand, a light stand. I use C-stands with extension arms and gobos for this because you can put them in any form or shape, and you can put, for example, the light top down, sideways, from below. They're super versatile and easy to use. Make sure you use sandbags with them as well because they tip over quite easily. But whenever you secure them with sandbags, it is safe to use, basically. So that's it. Now, let's see how I built this thing up. And hopefully you'll get a better understanding of all the steps that I take in order to get a shot like this and what it takes to be able to create something like this in your living room. All right guys, so the first thing we are building up is the light, because now it is still nice and bright inside the room. And whenever we hang up the black curtains or drapes or whatever you want to call them, it's pitch black in here. So let's get going. First thing I use is C-stand. As mentioned before, the light is a Godox VL150, but since I use this on 4%, you can literally use any light. Cool, cables. Okay. I always reuse them. Fucking plants. Okay, so we just blacked out the window. Now we are going to hang up the curtains, and then the camera, then the audio, and then we're ready to roll. So, okay, so I just use very simple plastic clamps from Amazon. From Amazon. Let's ooh, shit. It's ripping. Okay. Okay, so it's a little bit dark right now, but you can still hear my voice and all these damn kids screaming on the background because there's like a kindergarten over there. It's always that way. When I try to record audio, there's either a lawnmower going on or kids screaming in the background. Okay, so right now I think that the light is not hitting this side of the face too much. It is a bit too contrasty, so I'm going to turn the light a little bit over to my left side so that the darker side of the face is illuminated just a little bit more. That should do it. Nope, still not. Okay. All right, let's see how this is looking. All right, we're getting there. Nope, still not. That's it. All right, check exposure. That is a bit overexposed. That's too dark. We're there. Okay, so as you can see, it is, not really noticeable whether this is going to work or not. The thing is that whenever you drag this into the computer, you can of course drag down the blacks, you can create masks around me, you can fade it in, fade it out. So there's a lot of things you can do in post to enhance this effect really. So yeah, I wouldn't really worry too much about it, but the thing is that if you can see the background too clearly, so let's say you can see like the wrinkles or whatever, then you are not exposed correctly. Then you probably are overexposed a little bit, and then you want to bring it down. You just want to try to expose on the face. Yeah, so make sure that the face is exposed properly and that the rest is as dark as it can get. Also make sure that you use a grid and all that stuff that I already mentioned. So, all right, let's start recording because we're ready to roll. All right, so I got a script here. I wrote this yesterday, so kind of remember what's in there, but if I don't, just pick up the phone out of my pocket and I'll read the sentence again and then I'll kind of say what's in the script. Not exactly, but kind of. 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a video talking about a few basic lighting setups. Funny thing was, the majority of the questions that were asked were not about the setups, but more about the mood it was shot in. This mood, the mood it was shot in. This mood. The darkness, moodiness, the darkness, the darkness, okay, darkness, moodiness can go. All right, that's the first thing. God, mood, no, okay, that's shit, again. Okay, that's a good one, again. Good. Let me be clear though, because this is not as easy as just firing up your light. There is some thought process going on here and you are going to need a lot of extra tools. God damn it, that was a goeie. Okay, again. Let's go over. Okay, let's say I don't have window. Okay, wait, again. Okay, again. Okay, again, too much rambling. 13 minutes already. All right, okay, so the last piece of the cut, ending. Again. I'm going to take this this whole setting down because the sun is actually shining and I'm here in some dark room. So yeah. Wrap. All right, guys, that is it for this video. Hopefully this video answered some of your questions. If not, if you have some other questions, make sure to leave them down in the description below. No, not the description, the comments. And I'll make sure to answer them because, I like answering your questions. That's just how I am. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to take this this whole setting down because the sun is actually shining and I'm here in some dark room. So yeah, cool. Thank you. See you guys next week. Oh, wait, I need to step out.